Does the quality of your atomizer actually matter? Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. Today we're going to be talking about some interesting topic that's a little out of the norm, and more specifically into some of which has been trending a lot on the short platforms, including, as weird as this sounds, the click sound. There's something super satisfying about the click, but also the atomizers. So do the atomizers actually matter, and are there differences? Long story short, yes, but not in the way that you think. Believe it or not, some of the atomizers that include pressurized atomizers don't cost as much as most people think, and there's a lot more of like this wow factor, if you will, kind of a gimmicky factor to it, more so than actual value. And in fact, a lot of times I prefer a fragrance that spits out a fragrance like this. And how these are measured are in parts per million, so particles and how many of those particles you get in each atomization. So believe it or not, some of the most expensive pumps never included these pressurized atomizers, but during the time and era of now, like a lot more of like these, gimmicky style of content, etc., of atomizer checks, etc., the feedback has come back to really enjoy the whole pressurized atomizer, giving you a sense of premium nature and just feeling of like, I can control how much juice I get. With that being said, performances vary even more than ever before. One of my favorite brands that did like the best atomizers was Arabian Oud. And the reason I say that is because it was a straight, short shot with a lot of juice. And you were almost always guaranteed a good amount of performance just based off of how much of the oils you were getting alone in one shot. So there is a lot to it in terms of performance, how much of the juice you do. And believe it or not, they study all of this when creating a fragrance. Not only the cost, but how fast you'll go through the fragrance, etc. Vissla Perfumes, for example, uses those jumbo hairsprays. You drain through the 200 mLs, basically. With one atomization, it's like 4 of something like this. But does that mean that this is not as good of an atomizer? No. I know this style of content, or the whole idea behind it it's a little bit, I know this style of content or talking about an atomizer and a cap might seem like a surface level or dumb in a sense. But believe it or not, a lot of people have questions, and we're here to answer those. So in regards to premium nature of an atomizer, no, it's not related to just pressurized versus not pressurized. Believe it or not, some atomizers that are not pressurized even cost more. So from a cost perspective, it is different. However, or it's sometimes even in terms of the cost, it won't relate to a more expensive. However, nowadays though, it is starting to relate into a more expensive atomizer because of demand, okay? The other thing that I will say, and the downfall or the con of having a pressurized atomizer, is not being able to guarantee a certain level of performance depending on whether or not somebody stops here or here. And so with that being said, as this is more biased towards like my reviews, etc. If I'm to report like 6-hour performance, but you're only spraying it 3 times that's my literal 1 time of that full atomization. The one thing that I will say about that is that you can limit your sprays. So it does give you some pro, I should say, is more control in how much juice you're going to be able to atomize through your fragrance versus something where you just get a straight shot and you can't really control. So each atomization is that straight shot. However, you're guaranteed the same amount of juice. So long story short, it really just comes down to personal preference. And the market preference right now is definitely wheeling towards pressurized atomizers. And this is something that I looked into in cost, believe it or not. Some of these atomizers that I wanted the most premium, and I went in thinking no shortcuts at all, give me the best atomizer. Believe it or not, one of them was from Spain, and it was just a straight shot style of atomizer. So nothing that was, pressurized or even anything like that. But I opted for the pressurized, the highest of quality pressurized, because I know it comes with a certain level of premium. The style, placebo or just a vibe, I don't know. It is what it is. So it's as simple as that. The answer is, are the pressurized more expensive or more premium? No. In fact, some not pressurized are more expensive, some. But nowadays, it's becoming more expensive because of demand. So does it matter? No, it's really personal preference. And in that sense, it would matter to you. It's simple as that. Now, in regards to caps, there are a bunch of different styles, but people are doing like a bunch of ASMR, and there is a nostalgia factor, or something satisfying, I should say, about the click sound. When you have something that's magnetic, I personally believe sounds the best, and just having a magnetic cap has a more premium feel, but that also comes with a more premium price tag. So that is one scenario where it comes with an objective certain level of cost, and some people relate cost or higher costs to quality. That's not really the case or the truth, but if you're one of those, then you're gonna like it. My preference is this too, so the more expensive one is my preference. However, there is also something satisfying about a strong ass click. That is also pretty satisfying. In regards to expense, the clicks, it doesn't matter, they're all the same, but magnetic caps do come with a premium price tag because they have to, I forget what it's called, ionize the collar. It comes with a certain specific metal, and then the magnetic cap, obviously there has to be some metals or magnets placed into the cap, which are gonna cost more expensive. I know this is a little bit out of the norm in regards to content, it's gonna be a little bit short, but there is a lot of content out there with not much information, and I love to inform and learn myself as to some of the differences and what's trending out there. So how it can be narrowed down is into parts per million, ppm, and that's how, oh my God, I can taste that. That's how some of these are priced. The higher ppms, the higher parts per million, the more juice, and the stronger the pumps, the more reliability, name, brand, etc. is where the price tags are associated. And something like pressurized is becoming more expensive because of demand. Doesn't necessarily mean an objective luxury line, but then again, luxury is usually defined by society. So pressurized atomizers are becoming more of a luxury label, if you will. And even some of these more premium brands who are offering some of these pumps, which the atomizers are called, are starting to find a market, and they obviously want to fill in that gap of giving you their luxury version of atomizers and stuff like that. What do you guys think about this whole thing? Like, do you think it's even related or relevant or matters? I mean, in all honesty, I think it does. I think it does, especially in a collector's, perspective, or from a collector's perspective. If you're one to collect, making sure that your atomizer work, how it works, and all that stuff is a part of the experience, along with the unboxing experience and the click of the atomizer and all that stuff. There are some cues and subtle cues that create some like dopamine rush, man. You just press and you're like, oh shit. But that's pretty much it. I can't believe we just spent about a good 4 minutes or 5 minutes. I have no idea, but it was an interesting topic that I thought I wanted to make a video on. Let me know what you guys think. What's your preference? Do you like something that's just strong and shoots out a shit ton of juice? Or do you like something that's like pressurized? If I had to pick one atomizer, all right, and this is a question I want you to answer in the comments. If you had to pick one atomizer from your favorite fragrance, whatever it is, what's your favorite atomizer? That's really the question. Out of all the fragrances you own or you've tried. For me, and I think truly like the dominant person who had this theory and concept already materialized and has been doing this for a while, Dior. Like, look at Sauvage, high ppm, high parts per million, and pressurized. That is a premium ass atomizer and cap. So they're killing the game when it comes to both aspects. And for those of you who think it's not relevant and it's like, oh, this is a stupid topic, it's not. This, believe it or not, is one of the biggest aspects when it comes to marketing, and it's a part of packaging and experience. So there you go. Let me know down in the comment section which one is your favorite. My name is Dean. Thank you for tuning in AROMATIX, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.